nicest note sent to me yesterday that just really talked about the morning sessions and how the, how they are encouraging and inspiring and just thought provoking, and that's the goal. The goal is thought provoking, man. I want to be better, and I want to help other people to get better as well. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. We're continuing our teaching series on the critical spirit, dealing with a critical spirit. As I was reading the message that the person sent to me, they said they struggled with a critical spirit. They did not realize it, and they noticed that it was a cultural thing. It was a cultural thing. And how many of y'all know the whole characteristics of a critical spirit is something one must work on to ensure that that's not who I am. That's not who I am. I love the Lord. Do I have anybody this morning that can say, I love the Lord? And so the goal here is, okay, I want to examine myself, man. I don't want to have a critical spirit. Come on. I don't want to have a critical spirit. The crazy thing is that somebody who has a critical spirit oftentimes don't even know it. Okay? Oftentimes, a person who has a critical spirit don't even know it. So this morning, we're going to dive into the characteristics and the behavior of somebody who has a critical spirit. You all ready for this morning? Once again, thank you so much for joining me. I love and appreciate you guys. Y'all are the best. It feels great to do life with you. And I love my people, man. I tell them it's my people. That's my people right there. Okay? And I know this is a season for us to just work on us. Amen? This is the season for us to work on us. And so I'll say it like this. This is the season for me to work on me. Pastor Claire, you've been watching me for a while, and you know, brother, I just want to be better, bro. I just want to be better in every area of my life. And I found that I had a critical spirit, and it was going to become something that was going to destroy the relationship that I had with RJ. It was going to destroy the relationship I was trying to build with Grace. And so I had to really work on that, okay? I had to work on that. And so I'm saying to you, this is not about pointing fingers. This is about self-examination, okay? This is about self-examination. Lord, help me to be better in every area of my life. Can I get about 10 of you to declare that right now? Lord, help me to become better in every area of my life. I need you to grab a hold of that because I believe that it is possible. Okay? I believe it is possible. There's always room for improvement, right? There's always room for improvement. So this morning, we're going to do this. Okay? As a life management coach, I have come to discover that there are behaviors that keeps people back from living their best life. I believe that all of us have room for improvement. I don't care how old you are, you can discover what is it that you can make adjustments to make your life better, no matter where you are in life. And so effective living is all about making the adjustments necessary to shine your light bright. That's really what effective living is about. It's about making the adjustments to shine your light bright or brighter. And so my prayer for you, my prayer for all of us, my prayer for me is, Lord, help me to become better in every area of my life. Can you declare that this morning? Lord, help me to become better in every area of my life. So every speaking engagement that I have, it's all about helping people to become better. Every coaching session, it's all about helping a person to become better. All of my consulting sessions, they're all about better. I am not a problem finder. I am a problem solver. Okay? I'm not a problem finder. I am a problem solver. This morning, I want to talk about how to spot and to stop a critical spirit. How to spot and to stop a critical spirit? Have you ever noticed someone who always seems to find something wrong? Have you ever noticed that there are some people who always seems to find something wrong? That's called having a critical spirit. Now, some people justify it on many different levels with many different titles. Instead of seeing the good, they often focus on the bad. And these individuals, they have become highly skilled in just paying attention to what's wrong. Paying attention to what's wrong. But you want to ask God, and then you want to do the work to make sure that's not you. You don't want to just be a problem finder. Everybody can find problems. Everybody can identify what's wrong. Everybody can highlight where mistakes are. It takes a gift. It takes a skill. It takes an anointing. It takes training. It takes a higher level of discipline to be able to be solution oriented and to be able to incorporate what you're suggesting for improvement. I want to highlight a couple of what I call ways to spot a person with a critical spirit. Number one, always complaining. Always complaining. Pay attention to the people you find that's always complaining. Watch this, they point out what's wrong instead of what's right or what can be enjoyed in the moment. These individuals are just complainers. Chronic complainers. How many of y'all have ever seen chronic complainers? When it ain't the stairs, it is the parking lot. When it ain't the parking lot, it is the heat outside. When it ain't the heat outside, it's too cold outside. When it ain't too much people, it ain't enough people. Come on. When the person isn't speaking loud enough, they're speaking too soft. When they're speaking right on point, but they got a strong accent. When they got an accent, it's not the accent they prefer. You're talking about a chronic complainer. Somebody who feels good about highlighting what's wrong. This person is a critical spirit driven person. Number one. Number two, never happy for others. We're talking about a critical spirit this morning. We need God to help us not to point these out in others, but to make sure also we are doing our part to not be what we are identifying. Okay? So number two, they're never happy for others. Never happy for others. Success makes them jealous instead of supportive. Success makes them jealous instead of supportive. They're never happy for others. And because they're never happy for others, you would find that they will avoid rather than celebrate and embrace. Rather than come towards what's going well, they'll actually pull away. In other words, come on, you bought a new car and you pulled up at work and you told them you bought a new car. Child, I didn't have time to park on that side of the car. I didn't get to see your little car. Why it has to be a little car? Why I didn't get to see your little car? I heard you bought a little house. Why it has to be a little house? Come on. I heard you start a little business. Come on. What you trying to do with that little business? You're talking about they're never happy for others. Okay? They're never happy for others. Watch the people who have a problem celebrating other people's success. Come on. Somebody with a critical spirit don't know how to celebrate other people's success. And we all have seen this. We've seen it. We all know people who they won't celebrate you, boy. They won't celebrate you. They won't cheer you on. But here's what you got to do. Here's what you got to do. Make sure that's not you. make sure that you try your best to practice. Try your best to compliment. Try your best to cheer other people on. Someone with a critical spirit isn't cheering people on. A person with a critical spirit is highlighting issues in regards to that person. Even though that person is winning, they're highlighting issues. Come on, they're highlighting issues. Number 3, guys, watch this, making fun of ideas. A critical spirit. Number 3, making fun of ideas. Watch this, y'all. New ideas are dismissed without consideration. A critical spirit, ideas are given, but they go for the negative jugular. In other words, man, listen, they're going to shoot it down. They're going to shoot it down because here's the deal. They're not about bringing ideas to the table. They're about cracking jokes about your ideas. They're about cracking jokes about the ideas that are trying to be considered. Somebody with a critical spirit don't appreciate ideas. Okay? Somebody with a critical spirit, let me tell you something. A critical spirit person will turn their spouse off. A critical spirit person will turn their children off. A critical spirit person will turn the neighbors off. Will lose employment, promotion opportunities because of the spirit to which they function in. People tolerate. They don't celebrate. They don't appreciate people who have a critical spirit. Persons who make fun of ideas rather than incorporate the appreciation factor that ideas are where change emerge. Somebody got to come up with the ideas, and a person with a critical spirit, they're more inclined to talk it down rather than creatively see how it can be incorporated. So once again, this is something we have to be careful of, because it's easy to become a person with a critical spirit. Let me tell you something. It is literally, it's just so bad. It is so bad. It makes me want to throw up in my mouth, okay? It's so bad when a Christian has a critical spirit. When a Christian has a critical spirit, it's just so bad, man. It's so bad. But you know what else? Guess what else is not only a Christian? Guess what else? When a parent has a critical spirit. Jesus, I pray for the child who has a parent with a critical spirit. Boy, you're talking about a home you don't want to go to. You're talking about you can't win without there being a scrutinizing factor. I just want the best for you. But Jesus Christ, I want you to learn how to celebrate something I'm doing, man. I'm doing good, and you can't even see the good. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? So let's go on to the next one, guys. Number 4, we're talking about a person with a critical spirit, and we're saying, listen, how to spot a critical spirit. How do we spot a critical spirit? Watch this. Number 4, spreading rumors. Spreading rumors. Okay? Spreading rumors. Watch this. They gossip without knowing the truth. Come on, man. Come on, we're talking about a person with a critical spirit this morning. They gossip without knowing the truth. They enjoy talking badly about others even when they don't know it's true. We're talking a critical spirit. We're talking about somebody who don't even know how to enjoy conversation with you without highlighting and bringing up other people. And I ain't talking about just bringing up other people. We're talking about bringing up other people's negative side, bad experiences, things they heard that is not uplifting, but just simply something that they want to bring to the table. Okay? So we're talking about spreading rumors. We're talking about engaging in talks about other people that's just not uplifting. It's not motivating. It's not inspiring. They have a critical spirit, and the truth is, all they could do is talk about other people. They're not about their father's business. They're about talking about how other people trying to do business, and they're trying to make fun of it. Okay? They're trying to make fun of it. So here's another one, guys. Number 5. Y'all ready for number 5? Watch this. We're talking about spotting a critical spirit. Number 5, focusing on the bad. focusing on the bad. This is not the same as completing. Focusing on the bad. Watch this. If there's a class party, if there's a social event, if there is an activity that is going on at the church, one little thing goes wrong and they will only talk about that bad part. Not, watch this, y'all, not all the fun or the proper things that was happening. These individuals, they just focus on the bad. That's what they give themselves to. How many of y'all have met people that, Jesus, Lord, there was a lot of good things happening. There was a lot of great things happening. But a person with a critical spirit will focus on the bad. Did you notice that they didn't have tablecloths? Did you notice? How in the world can you have an event without tablecloth? Come on. Did you notice that one of the socks was longer than the other? Did you notice? Did you notice that one of the light bulbs was out? Did you notice? Did you notice that it's just, you can feed that spirit. And let me tell you something, you got to learn how to be like, that's not who I'm going to be. If that's who I am, I'm going to start paying attention to pull back on that behavior because it's not a good behavior. Okay? It's not a good behavior. It affects your marriage when you focus on the bad. It affects your parenting when you just focus on the bad. It affects your camaraderie with those you're supposed to be working with when you focus on them. Some people have it so bad. You walk in and you feel good about one thing that's good, and they can't help themselves. They go straight for the bad. They go straight for what's not right. They go straight for what could be corrected. They just can't help themselves. How many of you this morning could say you have dealt with people who can't help themselves without pointing out what's wrong? Come on, what's wrong? And the truth is, for a critical spirit, something is always wrong. And that's what sucks the life out of their life. They don't know how to celebrate life. They don't know how to celebrate good. They don't know how to celebrate progress. And the reason why they can't grow and go to new levels and new heights is because nothing's good. Everything's a problem. And I'm telling you, you've got to examine yourself to make sure that you don't have a critical spirit. I'm telling you, this is not about pointing fingers. This is about working within. I want to become better. I want to become better. I want to become better. Say it with me. Lord, help me to become better in every area of my life. There's always room for improvement. And I'm telling you, you will be amazed if you could just learn how to pull back and not get so caught up on becoming skilled in just identifying what's wrong. Okay, I gotta do this, man. We gotta finish this up. Let's go on. Number 6, guys. Number 6, we're talking about how to spot and stop a critical spirit. Number 6, pulling people down. Number 6, pulling people down. Instead of cheering others on, they say things like, that's dumb, or you're not good at that. They're pulling people down. These individuals, we're talking individuals who have a critical spirit, they pull people down. They don't push people up. They pull people down. They don't push people up. Okay? Listen, she's selling lunch out of a car. I never buy lunch out of nobody's car. I never buy lunch out of nobody's car. Oh my goodness. And it's just rather than seeing the good, these individuals' only task now is to pull down. And our society is filled with critical spirit people. Jesus. You go on the bus, you meet critical spirits. You sit in the waiting area, you meet critical spirited people. You go on the line at the grocery store, you meet critical. You go to a school and watch in the office. Go in the administrative office and watch when parents show up with a critical spirit, or watch the administrators in that area who has a critical spirit. I'm telling you, it's toxic, it's damaging, it's bad. How many of y'all have seen it, guys? How many of you have seen it? And you got to learn how to have that anointing on your life where you're not involved with it. You level up from it. You're not going to participate in it. You're the difference maker. You are the difference maker. You're not going to have a critical spirit because you understand the signs, that you understand how to spot a critical spirit. Let me tell you something. People who have a critical spirit comes in all package. Let me tell you something. One of the worst person you can have in your life is a pastor who have a critical spirit, a boss who have a critical spirit, a spouse who have a critical spirit, a parent who has a critical spirit. Come on, a friend who has a critical spirit. These people, they're everywhere. Okay? They are everywhere. And what you want to do is you want to pray for them. You want to pray for them because they're miserable. Okay? They are miserable. They're not happy. They're not enjoying life. Life is not working out for them because the angle to which they're doing life is wrong. Okay? There is an angle. You could choose to do life from the glass half empty, or you could choose to do life from the glass half full. I'm telling you, the person with the critical spirit, they're doing life from the glass half empty. They don't see good in anything. These persons, they're constantly pulling people down rather than pushing people up. If you are a believer, if you are a child of God, if you serve Jehovah, you are supposed to be pushing people up, not pulling people down. So let's go on to number 7. Number 7, guys. Number 7, not wanting to help. Not wanting to help. We're talking, okay? We're talking about how to spot and to stop a critical spirit. They complain about problems, but never offer to help fix problems. In other words, these people, watch this, y'all, not wanting to help. They can show you problems, but they'll never engage in assisting to fix the problem. Okay? They're never available to help. They're never available to help. They'll never raise their hand to help, but they can tell you where the problem is. They can tell you the problem with your child. They can tell you the problem with your spouse. They can tell you the problem with your business. They can tell you the problem with your platform. They can tell you the problem, but here's the deal. They'll never offer to help. They don't want to help. And here's the deal. They show up only to complain. They show up only to talk about other people. They show up only to focus on the bad. They show up with never wanting to engage to fix what is a problem. Okay? When we talk about a critical spirit, we need to examine, Lord, have I leaned towards being a critical spirit-like person? And let me tell you something about a critical spirit person. They feed on other critical spirits. And so they're like birds of a feather, flock together. A critical spirit person feeds on that, and they hang together only to be critical about all that is happening in the world. Okay, all that is happening in the world. I have seen this year in and year out, where there are some people, that's all they live for, and that is to, watch this, identify what's wrong. And I'm like, so how are you going to be involved? How are you involved in the community? You're complaining about the community. How are you involved at your child's school? You're complaining about the child's school. How are you involved in the city? You're complaining about the city. How are you involved with government? You're complaining about the government. How are you involved in church, but you're complaining about the church? How are you involved, man? Come on. You complain about your family, but you're not involved with your family. You're a complainer. Okay, you're a problem spotter. You're not engaged in fixing and elevating and helping things to get better. So I'm saying, write this down in your journal and take a note and ask yourself, Lord, help me to identify what I'm doing wrong when it comes to how I show up. Come on, Lord, help me to identify what I'm doing wrong in regards to how I show up, because I don't want to claim I'm a believer. Okay, I'm a Christ follower, okay, and have these type of characteristics, So watch this, y'all. Number eight, always arguing. Number 8, we're talking about how to spot and to stop a critical spirit. always arguing. Watch this. They often say things like, that's terrible, and without listening to why it may be good. Okay? Why it may be good. They're not interested in learning why it should be good. Okay? They reject others' opinions without listening. Always arguing. They reject other people's opinions without listening. We're talking about a critical spirited person. Let's go on to the next one. Number 9. Okay, number 9. Jealousy shows. Number 9. Jealousy shows. This one is a big one, guys. Oh man. Number 9 is jealousy shows. Yeah. If someone gets picked for something, they say it is unfair and they're not happy. They're not celebrating. They don't feel good about it. Watch this. They see others winning as unfair. A critical spirit person see other people's winning as unfair. Boy, may the Lord help us all. Right? Number 10, guys, and we're done. Never seeing the bright side. Number 10. Never seeing the bright side. Today we took the time to talk about how to spot and to stop a critical spirit. Never seeing the bright side is number 10. Even good moments are clouded by negativity. Anybody have ever seen that before? Even good moments are clouded with negativity. Ladies and gentlemen, we can do better in this area. A critical spirit is a destructive attitude that fuels and finds faults, complaints, and tear down others. It's often streamed from unresolved hurt, pride, and insecurities. Living or working with someone with a critical spirit is extremely challenging. This should not be how we show up. As I close this out, Ephesians chapter 4 verses 29 says, do not let any, Ephesians chapter 4 verses 29, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building up others according to their needs, that it may benefit those who are listening. Okay, those who are listening. Number 6, Miss Linda, number 6 was pulling people down. Number 6 was pulling people down. Instead of cheering others on, they say things like, that's dumb, or you're not good at that. They don't celebrate, they don't appreciate, they pull people down. And so remember, guys, Ephesians chapter 4 verses 29. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth. That's a training, that's a skill, that's a gift that you end up having after you've disciplined yourself to realize there's a better way to show up. And I don't want to show up in a toxic way. I want to be the kind of person who adds value to the space that I'm in. Have a phenomenal day, guys. I love and appreciate you all. There's room for improvement in all of us. And the goal is to work towards becoming the better version of you so God could be glorified. Don't be the religious person who just want to talk the text but don't want to live the book. Live the book so you could be an example everywhere you go. We need kingdom ambassadors, individuals who are going to go out into the world, and when you show up in a line, you're different. When you show up in a room, you're different. When you sit at a table, you're different. When you join the team, you're different. When you move in the community, you're different. You are God's ambassadors in the earth. There are too many religious people who have a negative spirit that is now a critical spirit, and they want to talk strong, but they don't want to live right. There's always room for making adjustments to live in a way that is more pleasing to God and represent Him among this dying world. God bless you guys. Have a great day. If you enjoyed this, please do me a favor and share. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.